with the gentleman from PBS&J, or a gentleman.
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. This afternoon, Raymond Kurz, who is the program manager with Post Buckley Shoe in Jernigan, is going to make a presentation on the urban ecosystem analysis that was prepared for Sarasota County. And the Commission had requested that this presentation be made. I'm going to turn the presentation over to Ray.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. I appreciate your all's request to have me here. I'd just like to start out with a little history of the project. There was some ground roots interest in performing this analysis for Sarasota County. Sarasota County has a Street Tree Advisory Council or committee that was very interested in this project, as well as Relief, which is a grassroots organization within Sarasota County that is an advocate of the urban canopy. This project was conducted for the Forestry Division of Sarasota County in 2003 and 2004, with PBS&J as the prime contractor, with the University of South Florida as a subconsultant. They had performed a very similar project for the city of Tampa. The objectives of the project were basically to quantify the changes in vegetation that had occurred throughout Sarasota County since the early 1970s through the current period, which at the time of the study was around 2002 to 2003. Also assess the value of the canopy. There's been a number of studies that have looked at different values of tree canopies in relation to air quality, stormwater abatement, and energy savings. And a model has been developed by the nonprofit group American Forests, and so we use that model to do the assessment. And we also compared this data to several neighboring Florida communities as well as communities outside of Florida, and developed some methods to evaluate future revegetation initiatives in the county, as well as look at some county ordinances. And historically, the county was comprised of a wide variety of natural habitats prior to the early 1800s. We can regenerate that map basically of our landscape using soils data, and our area is mostly comprised of coastal upland habitats, wetlands, pine flatwoods, mangrove swamps, scrub areas along some parts of the coast. And of course, we have developed a large portion of that, especially in the urban area west of I-75. And so the first part of our analysis was to look at Landsat imagery. The federal government collects this information constantly. There are satellites that orbit the Earth that collect this information. So we acquired aerial imagery from 1975, 1986, 1993, and 2002, basically every 10 years during the springtime, basically when the leaves of the trees are at full bloom. And we tried to choose times when there was very little cloud cover so that we could assess basically the ground conditions. We used mapping software to differentiate the vegetation from things like parking lots, open water, and then we performed trend analysis to detect the changes of vegetation canopy over those decadal periods. And so this is what the imagery looks like. It's kind of difficult to see exactly what's occurred because the imagery is basically multispectral. It has different wavelengths. And so that's why it's important to use this software, this mapping software, to pull out the specific wavelengths that would be present in trees or in leaves, basically chlorophyll and other things that are part of the leaf makeup. So that's, when you analyze this imagery, you basically end up with things like this, where the green represents the canopy, the vegetation canopy, and this was what it was like in 1975. And then in 1986, the green is, again, the trees. The brown, light brown, are open